How is it going, YouTube? It is your boy Ridiculous bringing y'all another brand new video. I hope you're all having a great day. I also hope you guys enjoyed the new intro, or in other words, the lack thereof. I got rid of the, outline, blueprinted, fill-in-the-blank intro. I'm really going to try to make this channel a little bit more authentic moving forward, and I feel like the, scripted intro isn't really who I am. It's a little too cringy, and it kind of brings me back to my reaction video days, which I like to put in the back of my mind. So the intro is gone for now, and we're just going to fade into these videos. But today I wanted to talk a bit about BF1. As you can see, we got BF4 in the background. I didn't have access to the pre-alpha or the closed alpha, so it's going to be BF4 footage for today. I've been playing a ton of Battlefield 4, though, getting ready for Battlefield 1, getting used to the keybinds, game mechanics, etc. I think a lot of it's going to be the same. Obviously, just different weapons, different maps, stuff like that. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about BF1. I have one major like about the game, one major positive thing I really enjoy, and then I have one negative, and I'll kind of just talk about both real briefly, kind of give my opinions on everything. And yeah, I'm probably going to upload a few more BF4 videos before the open beta, because I've been playing a ton, and I just like to post what I'm playing at the time. So yeah, we'll do that. But in terms of BF1 and my opinions, let's hop into it. My biggest like or positive about the game, and this is pretty obvious, everybody's talking about it, is the visuals of BF1. The game looks absolutely amazing. I've never seen a game with random weather, random adverse weather effects in the middle of games, in the middle of multiplayer games. It's absolutely crazy that fog can just set in, it can randomly rain. The water on the guns looks, I've never seen anything like it before. I've literally never, ever seen anything like it before. BF1 is completely new in terms of graphics, and it really seems like they're putting their emphasis on the thematic, dramatic approach to the graphics, and they're not almost going towards realism. A lot of the things that they did in terms of the graphics and the visuals just appeal thematically. It's almost like you're in a movie while you're playing BF1, and it's, like I said, it's unbelievable. It looks absolutely amazing, so I am super stoked for the visuals of the game, and I think that's one of the main reasons why people have thousands of hours in the BF, in the BF series and in these Battlefield titles, is because of the fact that you just don't get sick of looking at the game. The game just constantly looks amazing. Zavod 311 here on BF4 is one of my favorite maps, and not only is it because of how it plays out and that I can, get 40, 50 kill games in the LAV, but it's due to the fact that the game and the map looks so good on Zavod. So I'm really, really excited for the visuals of BF1. I normally rank visuals and aesthetics on the bottom of the ladder when it comes to replayability. Normally game mechanics, gameplay, those things, balancing comes first. But like I said, I'm excited for the visuals because the game looks amazing, and a lot of people are talking about it, and I've never seen anything like it before. So I'm excited to play BF1 for the visuals for sure. The gripe I have about the game, though, and it's pretty serious, it's a big worry of mine, and that is the game balancing. Now, I watched X Factor Gaming's initial opinions, thoughts video after the pre-alpha, and he said one thing, and it was really, really scary. He said the game is very rock, paper, scissory. Now, what does that mean? Well, I guess the best example of rock, paper, scissory in a Battlefield series could be the FLIR scopes, smoke grenades, and flares in BF4, that whole cycle. What essentially happened is people realized that the FLIR scope was OP. You could see people, from a mile away, they stuck out like sore thumbs because they were, bright white. So then people started throwing smoke grenades on the ground, so then you couldn't see the person with the FLIR scope, but they could see you. So then people said, well, to top that, I'm going to throw a flare, so then the flare blocks your FLIR scope, so now the smoke grenade will go away and I'll see you. Essentially, it's one person using one thing to outdo, or in other terms, beat out somebody else using another item or object in the game. So one thing beats another thing, just like rock, paper, scissors. It's very, everything has one specific task, one specific thing it's good at, and then everything else beats it in every other aspect of the game. So it's kind of confusing. I kind of hope you guys can understand what I'm trying to say by this. It just seems like the game balancing is really playing towards a very fair, even approach. Take a look at the scout heli or, let's, take a second to understand the Scout Heli in BF4, right? The first time you got in the Scout Heli in BF4, you were like, oh my gosh, this thing's impossible to fly. What am I doing with my life? This is impossible. And 200 hours later, with good coaching, maybe a good pilot mentor, right, you're going 100-0 at Flood Zone. And that's not an exaggeration. I've literally seen pilots go, 100-0 on Parasol Storm, Hainan Resort, Flood Zone, and it's because you're rewarded when you learn the learning curve for that vehicle. This LAV, for example, I can go 30-0, 40-0, 50-0 because I've put in hundreds of hours. I get where to look for spawns, what flags to sit on when other flags are capped, when to pop active protection, all that stuff. I've learned it through hundreds of hours of gameplay, and it seems like on BF1, there's not a lot of options for that. Obviously, I was looking at the light tank. I was very excited. I'm an IFV driver. I looked at the light tank. And when I heard that the anti-tank rocket does 80 damage to a light tank in one shot, I was like, what? I was like, this is ridiculous. Because one of the main reasons why I can go off in this LAV and I can get this 30 kill game, in one life, is due to the fact of how much damage this thing can take. I can go in, I can get hit with an RPG for 25 damage, I can get hit with a block of C4, now I'm a little bit under half health, I can back out, give myself a quick rep, go back in, pop active protection, take 2 or 3 more RPGs with my active protection on, I can get hit by more RPGs after it goes off, I can keep taking damage, and when there's something in the game, like let's say an RPG did 80 damage to my LAV in this game, I wouldn't be able to go off. I wouldn't be able to get kills. So I'm really worried that BF1 has taken this like fair balancing approach to the game. The one thing it seems like that has a learning curve and that you're rewarded for, according to X Factor Gaming, is the snipers. And I've seen this. I mean, people have been going off with some of these snipers in BF1. It seems like if you have good reaction time, good aim, you're very, very accurate, you're going to be rewarded with the snipers because they've been just absolutely decimating people. But like I said, I want to see the vehicles be a little bit overpowered that have, especially if they have a learning curve. You learn that learning curve and then you can go off in these vehicles. Infantry weapons do damage to planes in BF1. And when I was talking to one of my buddies who's a pilot on BF4, I was like, are you excited for BF1? And he's like, well, yeah, I'm kind of excited. It's a new game. He's like, but how in the world am I supposed to be a pilot when if I do a gun run and I'm in a plane, which is supposed to overpower the infantry, obviously, I can get shot down by infantry. And granted, it's a little bit more realistic. I mean, bullets are going to do damage to plane wings, especially in the time of materials in BF1, but it's just like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like the balancing makes a lot of sense right now. I played BF4 because I could get these crazy 30, 40, 50, games after I put in hundreds of hours. So, like I said, I have no idea. Maybe we'll get the light tanks, we'll get the heavy tanks, and we'll be like, oh my gosh, you can go off in these things. But it just seems like when there's something in the game that does 80 damage to a tank in one shot, it's not going to be like that. So, I'm a little bit worried for the balancing. Like I said, until we get the open beta, we're not going to know for sure. But I am a little bit worried, and we're going to have to see how it plays out. I'm excited to use all the vehicles. I'm excited to use all of the classes and experiment with everything. But I just really, really hope there's some options that allow a player to be a little bit, powerful on the battlefield compared to everybody else, with the expense of a lot of time in game. So we'll see. I believe the open beta is rumored to release around late August. I move into college for freshman year, MSOE. I move in, I believe, August 27th. So maybe I could get some games in before I leave, move in, get some games in my dorm. And then, kind of give my final thoughts and opinions on the beta. I think we'll have a pretty good understanding of the game after the beta. But like I said, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment because I'd really be interested. For everything that I've seen so far has been pretty positive. I think it's the really dedicated, 1,000 hours in the game, BF4 players who have numerous, crazy kill games, crazy score games, and who are experienced in the vehicles, who are a little bit worried in terms of the balancing. But like I said, we're going to have to find out. Let me know what you guys think, though. I really appreciate you guys checking out this video. And as soon as the beta comes out, we're going to have BF1 footage on this channel. I'm really excited for that. So hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, as always, YouTube, I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Until then, take it easy.